Hello students, welcome back in my third lecture on Introduction to Statistics and some basic concepts. In the previous two classes we have studied Introduction of Statistics, then definition of statistics in singular sense and plural sense. Then we studied the characteristics of statistics, then functions of statistics and limitations of statistics. Today we are going to discuss the scope and applications of statistics. Statistics are applied in government offices, business, industry, management, commerce, economics, sociology, biology, agriculture, medicine, psychology, insurance, and many more. Some of them are as follows. Statistics in government departments. Originally, statistics was used in the state affairs. Later on, it was used in all government departments such as finance, education, population study, transport, post offices, commerce, defense, agriculture, etc. There are central government departments like CSO, that is Central Statistical Organization, NSO, that is National Sample Survey Organization, RGI, that is Registrar General of India, then IIPS, that is Indian Institute of Population Studies, which collects the data from different fields and which is useful data for framing suitable policies. The central government or state government, they are collecting the data from the population, and by using that data they are framing suitable policies for the people of the state or people of the country. Then statistics in business. Statistical methods are used by businessmen in making decisions, estimation and comparison, etc. Also in business activities such as production, finance, sales, accounting, purchase, quality control, marketing, etc. Statistical methods are used. So there are many uses in business also. Then statistics in economics. Statistical methods are useful in understanding economic problems, formulating economic policies, 5-year plans, savings, taxation, exports and imports, etc. And their progress are evaluated by statistical methods. Econometrics is a branch of statistics and which deals with the application of statistical methods in the field of economics. So there is a lot of use of statistics in the field of economics. Then we are studying the next part of this unit is some basic concepts. The first definition is units or individuals. The objects whose characteristics are studied in any statistical survey are called units or individuals. The next definition is population or universe. The totality of units under consideration is called population or universe. Remember students, here we are going to consider a population. That population not only the human beings, it may be the living or non-living things. It may be a human being, it may be animals, it may be number of benches, it may be number of trees and so on. So that is the population. The totality of units under consideration is called population or universe. The next definition is finite population. A population which contains finite or countable number of units is called finite population. For example, number of students in the class is an example of finite population. Number of students in the class is finite. We can count with the roll numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on. Or number of benches in the class, that is also finite population. We can count it easily. Then next definition is infinite population. A population which contains infinite or uncountable number of units is called infinite population. A population which contains infinite or uncountable number of units is called an infinite population. For example, number of stars in the sky is an example of infinite population, or number of hairs on a head is also an example of infinite population. The next very important definition is sample. The representative units of a population is called sample, or the finite subset of the population is called sample, or a part of the population is called sample. So any definition you can remember for sample. The next concept is, or next definition is, quantitative characteristics. The characteristics which are numerically measurable are called quantitative characteristics. For example, height, weight, number of students, etc. are the quantitative characteristics because we can measure in terms of numbers. Then the qualitative characteristics. The characteristics which are not numerically measurable are called qualitative characteristics. For example, skin color, intelligence, beauty, ability, gender, religion, etc. These are the qualitative characteristics which we cannot measure in terms of numbers. Next definition is variable. A qualitative characteristic which varies or which changes from unit to unit is called variable. A quantitative characteristic which varies from unit to unit is called variable. For example, height or weight of students, number of students, etc. You know that height or weight of the students varies from person to person or student to student. Like that, number of students in different divisions, etc., which we can measure in terms of numbers. The next definition is attribute. A qualitative characteristic which varies from unit to unit is called an attribute. Remember, a qualitative characteristic which varies or changes from unit to unit is called an attribute. For example, skin color or intelligence or ability of students which varies from student to student or a person to person, that is an attribute. Then next definition is discrete variable. We have already seen in the previous slide what is meant by variable. Variable is nothing but the quantitative characteristic which changes or varies from unit to unit, and the variable which is divided into two categories, that is discrete variable and continuous variable. First we will see discrete variable. A variable which assumes only specified values within a given range is called discrete variable. A variable which assumes only specified or some specific values within a given range is called a discrete variable. For example, number of road accidents in a day or number of students in a class are discrete variable. Discrete means 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, such numbers, okay, that is called as discrete variable. The next type of variable is continuous variable. A variable which assumes all the possible values within a given range is called a continuous variable. For example, income of persons weight of students, etc., which considers all the values of fraction number also it considers. For example, weight of students, it may be 30, 30.1 kilogram, 30.5 kilogram, 40, 40.5 kilogram, and so on. It consider all the values within a given range. That is a continuous variable. In the next class, we will study some more definitions on this introduction to statistics and some basic concepts. Meanwhile, you prepare all the notes, whatever videos we have shared with you, you prepare the notes and keep ready for unit number 1. Thank you.